invested so much time in VTubers ever. Despite me being one, I didn't know as much as I do now. It's actually crazy. It's actually insane. Okay, so what are the most popular VTuber personas? Our research focus. Now, I'm a data scientist. When I try and figure out a problem, I go through models, which I utilize. I go through models, I go through information. I gather information, and I form a hypothesis. And through the hypothesis, I try and get key information that can help prove my theory, and then I form a conclusion based on it. Our research focus was based on the key platforms for VTuber entertainment, analysis of popular VTubers, observation of popular VTubers, videos and streams, VTuber trends through reports and public perception, and VTuber community conception. So we're going to be focusing on these two. These last three are essentially just what I use to perform the analysis. Primary VTuber platforms are YouTube and Twitch. This is no surprise to anyone. Several platforms for VTubers, but these are going to be our primary focus because their metrics are easy. Their social blade, their stream charts, the statistics can come easier to us, so we're going to focus on them. Not only that, but because of the fact that if you go to the bottom, YouTube, Twitch, and gaming, subscriber, follower counts, content diversity, and reach. And since I could get all this information that is required to form our hypothesis, it's all right here on these basic platforms. We can go to our top VTuber pool. I would not believe the amount of this is probably going to be the only week that I dive this much into VTubers as I already have. Well, essentially this is the top VTuber pool, and VTuber means that they're primarily on YouTube, or most of the statistics, or they're just primarily on YouTube. They're essentially just VTubers, virtual tubers, or virtual YouTubers. So based on subscribers from left to right, Gargura, Hansho Marine, Usada Pecora, Kobo Canero, and Mori Calliope. I'm probably butchering those names, my bad, if that's your favorite VTuber. I'm so sorry. Based on growth, we have Sakura Miko, Manata Aqua, Kazuha, Ozuro, Subaru, and Gosegu. So as you can see, based on subscriber count, or the amount of people that have subscribed through the account, which is essentially just high numbers. Now, for based on growth, what I did was essentially if they have grown exponentially from the amount of time that they started to now. And that could be things from watch time to subscriber count to maybe the amount of video watch time that they have accumulated in that period. But essentially, these guys are up and coming stars that aren't necessarily at the level that these guys or these gals are, I guess, these gals are, but they're definitely up and coming. I don't cover VTuber news, but that's just what the data shows. So the top VStreamer pool is going to be based on viewer count and followers, which is the top, and then based on watch time exponential growth, which is the bottom. So for based on viewer count, we have Nemu Space Cat, Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, Shoto, and Bebe. Then based on watch time, exponential growth, we have Philly and Bell, neuro-sama, Zentreya, and Project Melody. It was pretty easy. It was pretty easy to figure this out based on viewer count, followers. This is pretty much just the up and coming. There's really no order. But V-streamer means that they're a streamer. Most of their content is primarily streamed, versus the virtual tubers, which mostly have video content or recorded or pre-recorded content. These individuals primarily stream their content. Their content is driven by community, well, not a community engagement, but just engagement in general, and based on watch time. So these numbers were pretty easy to get, and these numbers obviously will pretty much show the amount of growth that they have. So there really wasn't any skews I needed to throw in to get a better number. Nemu Space Cat, Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, Shoto, Bebe. You've seen them. Even if you don't watch VTubers, or if you're just a streamer in general, you've seen these names before. They've been on your left sidebar. Now, based on watch time, exponential growth. Now, this one was a bit interesting, but essentially these guys, they've been up and coming, but essentially they aren't at the same level as these guys, but the amount of number, they've had exponential growth based on the amount of time from which they started, which was for most of them it was 2022, 2021, 2023. And from that time, they kind of grew. Fillion, she started 2021. She had exponential growth from the fact that her niche was the full body tracking. Bao with her voice range, neuro-sama AIs, and Treya. Well, she had exponential growth, but Zentreya with the, I don't know what her niche is, maybe like text to speak, I guess. I don't watch her enough. And Project Melody, and for obvious reasons, I'm gonna get into that for reasons. But now we need to mix it up a bit, and that's mainly because, like I said, you can't always rely on this sort of data because these people are pretty much already at the top of their game. So we really can't conclude that, oh, that's what the market wants. Even though they had exponential growth, even though they had the highest numbers, that, the market could change. The market could change in a few months' time, in a year time. So that's why I decided to include a new pool as well. Fastest growing VTubers pool. Now, these individuals are some of the fastest growing VTubers pool, regardless of if they're a V streamer or a VTuber, right? These guys are coming pretty high in their specific categories. Doki Bird, Nong Hanging, Harris King, Kershik Tort. Wow, I'm so sorry. And Emmett Cookies. I'm sorry as well. I probably butchered that. So, analysis. I went through each and every one of these VTubers and I watched 10 to 15 minutes of their live streams, of their videos, and I wrote down some notes on the type of VTuber that they are and what they bring to the table. Because that's the thing, if we're analyzing these popular VTubers, obviously people watch them, obviously they're popular, obviously people watch them for a reason. Based on all of this information, I decided to put that into a graph and figure out the repetitive characteristics. The repetitive characteristics that I found were playful, mischievous. Well, some of the highest characteristics that I found between all these VTubers. And each of these pools, V streamer, VTuber, and high accumulating popularity, is playful, mischievous, engaging with chat viewers, and energetic, high energy. And because I found, okay, well, these are the outliers, I decided to put it into a graph. And based on this graph, I just kind of poked around and figured out who fit in these four. Some people have some of these qualities, some people do not, and that's okay. What we're looking for is who's the most popular. This is just essentially just a gauge at what's going on in the market right now. Engaging with chat and viewers. Some people do a good job of it, some people don't. Actually, a good example is maybe Fillion. I think you can text to speak, you can give her different, what is that? She has like a wheel that you can spin for punishments on her. You laugh, you lose. Some VTubers, they just want to be able to listen to the chat and just respond. That's good and all, but that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for active engagement, or essentially just doing it to a high enough degree so that if you come and you decide to maybe give them bits or text to speaks, then it's memorable. You can create a memorable experience with that VTuber is what I'm saying. Anyone can be high energy, but that isn't something that is natural to their persona. So as you can see, some people have all three, and some people even have four. But for the most part, this is just an analysis sheet. This is just something I put together. So we got the top 5 performers based on this analysis. We got the top 5 performers, which is going to be Fillion, Iron Mouse, Shy Lily, Doki Bird, and neuro-sama. Oh my goodness, wow! No one saw this coming. I'm gonna go down here again. Actually, I'll maybe go over here in this little corner. So 75% predominantly on Twitch. That's of course excluding Doki Bird. Now she does have a Twitch account, but she doesn't primarily stream. She is a VTuber. Both these guys, the 4 ladies, well, not 3 ladies in the bot. I don't know if bots are allowed to have pronouns, but performance from collaborative content range from near 200% increase in peak viewership, chatters, and watch times. When several of these individuals, and that's why honestly you've probably seen them on, honestly I think you've seen a few of them, like Fillion, Shy Lily, Doki Bird, neuro-sama. I'm pretty sure Fillion has done content with all 3 of them. But with this persona that I'm about to introduce to you, the great thing about it is it essentially works as it's 2 times as effective with people or viewers that watch you with this person, because it's like you go to the store and you're like you're buying hot dogs, right? And what goes great with hot dogs? Ketchup. But then when you're picking up the ketchup, you look to the right and you see some mustard. You see a bottle of mustard, like, wow, ketchup is great, but mustard is also, it's pretty good. They're complementary to each other, and that's called a complementary device. When you pitch one of these individuals with one or more of with people that are alike, not people, but VTubers that are alike, they complement each other. And it's kind of like they're playing tennis back and forth with their jokes, with their antics, with their behavior, with the type of engagement they have with their viewers. And they work really well with each other. Another thing about this high performance pool is that they have variety in content, and that's mainly because that their brand emulates or emits at such a high capacity that they can pretty much do anything. They can cook, they can sing, they can. I don't know if these guys have done ASMR. I'm pretty sure one or two of them have. Maybe. I would bet $2 on that at least two of them. Two of them. Two is a good number. Two of them had done ASMR. I know Shy Lily. I think Iron Mouse sings. But reaction videos, that's Fillion, that's neuro-sama, that's Iron Mouse, pretty much anything, because their brand is that impactful. So innovative and unique content, that's a whole nother thing. I'm gonna be honest with you. Iron Mouse vocal comments, Fillion physical comedy, VR Sons, Doki Bird has pranks, and neuro-sama has AI-driven unpredictability. So another thing, along with their personas, they also have unique aspects of themselves that complement them in several different ways. So 5 key elements for the top performance pool is going to be high energy. So this is what's going on. So I kind of put them where they shine the most, and community building and innovative unique content are big aspects of all 6 of them. So before we get into the most popular, to answer our question, I want to get into some insight on popular VTuber persona subcategories and a disclaimer. So even though this data is going to be conclusive, the only thing this is doing is answering a question. This isn't the say on or be all. Like I said, market could change. People change their minds on what they want all the time. So these are just a few popular VTuber personas, just in case, you don't have to act like the type of individuals that I'm about to, you don't have to have the persona of the most popular VTubers to become a popular VTuber. These individuals are at the top of their game or at the top of their niche. That's the reason why I have them in front of these specific personas. Project Melody for edgy and provocative, Curse Torti for elegant and refined, Amora Calliope for serious and forgetful, Shoto for confident and charismatic, and Shy Lily for sweet and soft-spoken. They're not the most popular persona. That doesn't mean that they aren't popular. So what are the most popular VTuber personas? We have high energy and playful, edgy and provocative, and sweet and soft-spoken. So, high energy and playful, VTubers of this persona type are faster at building brands through various content funnels. And this is what I wanted to talk to 2 slides ago. So also, disclaimer, this was kind of what I utilized. The bottom observation of popular VTuber streams, which I did. VTuber trends through reports of public perception, which I also, found out through several different reports. And VTuber community perception, which is through Discords, Reddits, Twitter feeds, like everything. Essentially, I just scoured. Oh my goodness, you can't see me. Oh my gosh, you can't see. So that's what I utilized to come to this conclusion. The brand builds faster if you're high energy. It's because it brings people along. When someone, gets off of their hard day of work or they get out of school, they want to forget about their life's troubles for a while. And the best way to do that is to get to someone that's very whimsical or playful, and they make you feel like you're a kid again. Sweet and soft-spoken, VTubers as a persona type have excellent communication, community retention, and engagement. Now, obviously, because of the fact that they're sweet and soft-spoken, their communities are tighter because, they feel as though that they need to protect the individual, and they form a tight bond within the community, And once someone comes in, you're the with or you're against. There's only two options. There's only two options, and that's why Sweet and Soft Spoken VTubers are best at community retention and engagement, because when you hop into their streams like Shy Lily, who else did I have? Shy Lily, Bao, you come into their streams, like, oh my goodness, this community, they're so loving. People say, I think, while I was watching a few streams from two of those, like, people were, oh, Doki Bird too. Well, she's not sweet and spoken, but oh yeah, that's another thing. That's why I added these. That's why I added these arrows, because some of these can mix and match. Like for Doki Bird, I'd say playful and sweet. Like playful and sweet, because when she was saying people were like having birthdays or talking about their jobs and stuff, and I've only seen a few VTubers do this. Not VTubers or content creators where someone actually feels though that they're having they're in like a family, a close knit family like community where they can give highlights of the day or different things that they've done. Edgy and provocative. VTubers of this persona have high watch rates and platforms such as YouTube and TikTok. Why is this? Well, mainly obviously people like edgy and provocative content because for the most part, if you've been on the internet for a while, you probably have not high, but like a decent percentage of edginess that you accumulated or provocative that you accumulated. Everyone can get a bit nasty, a bit provocative or a bit flirtatious with the things that they do online, So these individuals, they allow you to, let out your frustration that you normally wouldn't be able to, I guess, with just like in general. And a lot of people on the internet, the reason why they join the internet or a specific community is because they want to find more people like them. So when you join stream and you see people saying different like nasty, naughty things, it's kind of a relief. You're like, oh my goodness, hey, I can say some things, because you normally can't say that. That's the reason why. And YouTube and TikTok, the reason why their videos do so well is because they want a piece of that. They want a piece of that community. And TikToks do very well as well. Like provocative, you see this with crap. I forgot what it's called. It's like mommy ASMR or thirst trap, when like VTubers with like low voices, or the mommy VTubers, they kind of talk, and like honestly this is for like any content creator, but they have that low voice and try and provoke or be provocative to the people that they're playing games with. These are the big five in the industry right now, just based on the fact that some of the biggest, and these are some of the biggest creators do have these personas that they extrude when they're on stream. Do you have to be high energy and playful? No. Do you have to be sweet and soft spoken? No. Edgy, provocative? No. If that isn't the type of personality that because the thing is, the reason why it works for these individuals is because they most likely either truly are that type of individual, and they extrude their best selves extrude their best selves on stream, or they've played the part enough to be able to do it on command. So, and for anyone that's just starting out into streaming or VTubing, you shouldn't be trying to do either. In my opinion, you should just try and be yourself. You can form your own subcategory, you can form your own persona, become popular. This is this is just based on the data that I got, and based on the people that are up and coming or already at the top of the game right now. So that's kind of the message here. But thank you guys. So like I said, that isn't just because I said that those are the top, that those are the those are the best right now, doesn't mean that you have to do that. That you have to that you have to be like soft spoken and all that stuff. You don't. You truly don't. Trust me. You don't. Okay. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that was like, I didn't want people to like watch this and be like, oh my goodness, have to be a specific way. No. Just be yourself. You'll be all right.